guys, Martin here, bringing you a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, yep, the details for the new Dokkan Fest have been shared on social media, and it is indeed Mercenary Tau. So, like I said, right, we talked about a bunch of different possibilities for that teaser. Yesterday we explored the possibility, thanks to the Japanese player talking about the Japanese translation of some of the words and some of the images in the picture, how the teaser hint could have related to Shala, but I even said in that video that usually the most obvious answer is the right answer when it comes to these hints, and as people had been saying pretty much since the image first dropped, the hint was clearly the post that Mercenary Tau like flies through the air on as the hint, and it is indeed Dokkan Fest Mercenary Tau. So yep, DB Saga defenders, all the people defending that this guy is a worthy choice for a Dokkan Fest, there you go. He's going to be the Dokkan Fest. Easy skip for a lot of people, which is good because obviously you want to be saving your stones for the July Global Dokkan campaign anyway. But let's go over him and see what he does. He has a banner unit General Blue as well. So yeah, let's just go over all the details for him and see if they at least made him good, because of course the easiest way to save these sort of unhyped characters or characters that aren't on a lot of teams or don't necessarily have the best link sets is to make them really, really good, right? So let's see. So he's extreme physical. He does introduce a new category which is called Mission Execution. So that's interesting. You can't see the full leader skill, so let's see with the details. So Mission Execution or Earthbred Fighters category, obviously is the new leader skill archetype. So 3 key, 200% HP, 170 attack and defense, additional 50% to Dragon Ball Seekers or Earthlings. So yeah, unfortunately, when we talked about the possibility of a Mercenary Tau the day that hint was posted, I was kind of hoping that they would lean a bit more towards like Target Goku, so you could actually make him a team with some of the better extreme characters that we could potentially get, or you know, have now or be getting in the future with EZAs and stuff. But with Dragon Ball Seekers or Earthlings being his only plus 50%, that's going to hugely limit like the characters that are actually on his full leader skill. Obviously at this time, without the data download, we don't know exactly who is on Mission Execution, but this seems like a pretty terrible leader skill. It's basically going to be most Earthbred Fighters, Dragon Ball Seekers, so most like DB Saga characters will be on his leader skill because of the Earthbred Fighters. That will include all of the like Gokus as well as Krillin, Roshi, Bulma, etc. Most of them will be on Earthlings or Dragon Ball Seekers, so he'll have a decent lead for DB Saga, but outside of that, this seems like a pretty bad leader skill. So his, because like even if Mission Execution, right, had a bunch of like cool characters like, I don't know, let's say Hit, right, because he's an assassin. You know, he's not on Dragon Ball Seekers or Earthlings, right? So I think the characters on his full leader skill are going to be very, very limited. So let's look at his actual passive. So activates an entrance animation when there's another Mission Execution character ally on the team. So you've just got to have one on the team, so that's fine, nice and easy. It randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, physical excluded, to rainbow, and stuns all enemies for one turn, like one time only. And then he gets 100% extra attack and chance of performing a crit and damage reduction 50%. And that lasts, it says infinite duration. It obviously only activates once, because otherwise it would activate every turn, right? So that's obviously very important to have his entrance animation, right? 50% damage reduction is very important, right? And 50% chance to crit is obviously good as well. His basic effects: 2 key, attack and defense 200%, damage reduction 30%, medium chance of performing a crit. So that means he does, as long as you get his entrance animation, he has 80% chance to crit and 80% damage reduction at all times, right? As long as we're reading this right, because the 1 should be the trigger, and then the infinite, like next to the clock, is like how long it lasts, right? So he has that all the time if you have the entrance animation, and the top one is only one time only, the orb change, right? So he has 80% damage reduction as long as he has his intro animation. When attacking with 12 or more key, you get 200% attack. For every rainbow key sphere obtained, he gets 200% extra attack when attacking. So that's pretty good considering, well, I guess he only creates rainbow orbs on the first turn. But when receiving an attack, he gets 200% defense. So he's another new unit with this very, very strong thing that people very much underrate because you can't see it start of turn. But 200% defense on hit is really, really good, right? Especially when coupled with the fact he's going to have 80% damage reduction. When he receives an unarmed super attack, he has a great chance to nullify it and counter with tremendous power. And then when the enemy is stunned, he gets 500% extra attack, a guaranteed crit, and an extra 500% attack when your HP is 70% or less. So if the enemy's stunned and you're at 70% or less HP, he gets 1000% extra attack, which is kind of crazy. I mean, just from reading the passive like once here off rip, like that seems really, really good. 80% damage reduction, getting 200% defense on hit. It means even if start of turn his defense is only like 150k, for example, it means when he gets hit it's actually 450k, and then he has 80% damage reduction. So if we think about the hardest hitting supers in the game, which is normally like the red zone Jirans hitting for 6 million, take off 80%, that brings it down to 1.2. So I mean, he's realistically, if that was the case and he only has 150k defense start of turn, he would still be getting hit for like almost 800k from a 6 million damage super. But it depends, we'll have to see what his stats actually are, right? And then of course what his super attack effects and things like that are, because 80% damage reduction immediately screams like, oh well, he's a slot 1 character, but it does kind of depend on his start of turn defense. It's why units like even, you know, AGL Final Form Freezer aged out eventually, because even with 90% damage reduction, if you don't have a lot of defense, then that doesn't really matter. So, but his passive seems very interesting. Definitely seems like it could be good. And then his super attack, oh no, he's got an active skill, the Serious Dodon Ray, can be activated when there's a Dragon Ball Seekers or Kamehameha category enemy, or when all allies attacking in the same turn are mission execution characters. Okay, so it's against a very specific enemy, or if you've built the team in a certain way, which I guess both of those could be annoying. It depends again what the mixed mission execution category looks like. And it does ultimate damage, stuns the enemy for 1 turn, changes STR and int key spheres to rainbow key spheres. Okay, so another way to create rainbow orbs. And obviously with these conditions, it means you can technically do it on the first turn. So for something like Battle Hardened Formidable Foes, where you can stun the enemy in the first phase, like as long as you have the full rotation, or it is a Dragon Ball Seeker or Kamehameha enemy, you can use this active skill straight away on turn 1. It immediately stuns them, makes a bunch of rainbow orbs, and then he gets like a huge buff when attacking them. So I mean, that seems quite good. Obviously for a lot of red zone events and stuff like that, that isn't going to matter too much, the stun part. But it does do ultimate damage, so should do some decent damage. As expected for a Mercenary Tau, his links are awful, right? Crane School, Supreme Warrior, Coward. They did give him the Incredible Adventure, so he does at least have one of the Dragon Ball Saga links. Dodon Ray, Brutal Beatdown, Fierce Battle. So this means like on a normal DB Saga team, like you think about like Saiyan Day new Kid Goku, they're going to have the Incredible Adventure and Fierce Battle, and that's it, right? Like his link set is not good, as we would have expected from a Mercenary Tau, but you know, that is what it is. And then his super attack is massively raise attack for 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy and lowers attack and defense. Okay, so he doesn't even raise defense on super. So because he has nothing in his passive about raising defense when he attacks, so yeah, he just literally, whatever his start of turn defense is, triple that when he gets hit, and that's his defense. And then he has 80% damage reduction. So again, realistically, if you take 80% off of a 6 million super, it's 1.2. So unless he's rocking 400k defense start of turn, then he isn't tank. Well, I mean, obviously that's to tank it for double digits, but unless he's rocking 400k defense start of turn, he won't be tanking the super attack from Jiren in the red zone. So that's interesting. So I mean, I don't know. He seems like the passive seems like it could be good. I think it's one of those things. If this passive was on like a Super Saiyan character, it would obviously be considerably better because of the teams and links and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible passive. Obviously, we've got to see it in game to really truly see. But so his banner unit is a Tech General Blue. He also has a Mission Execution or DB Saga category leader skill, 3 key 130. I'm surprised that they haven't updated the leader skill for the like banner units. because obviously 130 just doesn't cut it really anymore now that we're in the 220 meta. Carnival LRs have gone up to 220, yellow coins have gone up to like double 200. You would think banner units could be at least 150 at this point, right? I mean, realistically, if you're running the most difficult events in the game, you probably don't want to be running a leader skill lower than like 170, but you'd think they could buff this up a little bit. So his passive, attack and defense 200%, mission execution allies 2 key and 40% attack and defense, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow. So obviously straight away you can see here he's one of these banner units that is designed to be working well with the Dokkan Fest, which is important, right? Because he's supporting him, he's making rainbow key spheres for him, which obviously gives him extra attack. When he attacks with 12 or more key, he gets 150% attack and defense. As the second or third attacker in the turn, launches a guaranteed additional super, has a 70% chance to dodge, and gets an extra 200% attack and defense. When there's another mission execution or DB Saga ally attacking in the same turn, he gets an extra 10% dodge chance, seals the enemy super for 2 turns, and gives all allies attack and defense 30% for 2 turns. When there's a Peppy Gal's enemy, he guards all attacks and performs a critical hit. That's very random. I know it's like lore accurate, right, for General Blue. I can't remember the exact interaction, right, but it's like, obviously this is something that's basically never going to happen in any of the toughest events in the game outside of like the Peppy Gals, what people call the Pink Zone, which is an older event now, which most people have probably already done at this point. So that seems very weird. Like, I guess it's just one of those things that Dokkan does sometimes, right? It's like, it's lore appropriate for the character for him to have something like this, but like in the current meta, this is just never going to be anything you need to worry about. But obviously, I think he seems pretty well designed here as a slot 3 floating support unit. He's going to have 80% chance to dodge in slot 3. He's going to be giving all allies attack and defense 30% for 2 turns. That means the turn that he's on, he's going to be giving mission execution allies 70% attack and defense. So that seems pretty good. The only problem is nothing in his kit really screams like good defensive tech outside of the dodging. So regardless of what his like post super defense is, because let's be fair, it's not going to be in the millions, he's going to be having that 80% chance to dodge, and if he doesn't dodge in slot 3, he's obviously going to take big damage from super attacks, potentially even from some of the harder hitting normal attacks. But we'll see what it is. But yeah, he seems like a typical floating support archetype who very much is going to rely on dodge for defense, but he's giving a lot of support, which is really good. And then yeah, 80% chance to dodge. So, and then he has Red Ribbon Army, Telekinesis, Brutal Beatdown, Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, Loyalty, and Fierce Battle. So with Tao, he at least shares Brutal Beatdown, Incredible Adventure, and Fierce Battle. And then yeah, his categories are obviously Mission Execution. Like, he's on Terrifying Conquerors and Inhuman Deeds. His super attack Telekinesis, raise attack and defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage to the enemy with a high chance to stun. I mean, that's not bad. Raise attack and defense for 1 turn. Obviously, at least he is raising defense a little bit. It says he has an active skill here, though. Oh no, passive. That's the name of his passive skill. Women are disgusting. That's why he has guard against Peppy Gal's characters. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't seem anything too special. He's a typical floating 3rd slot support, so, you know, I guess that is what it is. It's what we would expect from this kind of character, I guess. So, we do have their animations here as well that we can check out. I haven't actually watched these yet, so I should have really double-checked how loud the volume was going to be. Alright, I mean, it's not bad for a banner unit, right? Some of the close-up frames are good.
1,400 miles northeast.
Yeah, this is Tao's intro. There you go. That was, of course, the hint. The pillar in the ground at an angle. Oh, this is going to be his counter. So this counts as an unarmed super. And he counters with the tongue thing, which is how he kills him in the thing, so that's pretty funny. So we've got the dodge and the hair whip. Yeah, this is his normal super attack. It's nothing crazy, but very cool. He's seriously serious, like PyCon and the new event. Okay, that's his active skill. So, I mean, nothing, you know, super crazy. Definitely wouldn't say that the animations are bad. Like, they're pretty good, like, decent quality, well animated. Nothing too, like, you know, flashy or anything like that, but certainly very well done. And then the other thing we have to talk about is the update in the news for the rest of the upcoming content revolving around stuff that's going to be happening next. So obviously a new stage is being added to the Seriously Serious All Out Battles, because this is the thing that is being updated every month. So this will give you, this should be out on Friday with the banner, because the banner should be out 2 days from now, right? They post the details on Twitter on one day, we have the data download the next day, and then the banner comes out, right? So this event, a new stage will be added, and this will give you tickets for summoning for Mercenary Tau. We are getting a new stage for the DB Saga Red Zone, so rather than making a new Red Zone, they're adding stages to the existing one, which is interesting because obviously the stages in that event kind of go in like the chronological order of the series. So that means stage 6 is going to still be Demon King Piccolo, and then we're going to get a stage 7, which I'm assuming is going to be Mercenary Tau, even though that's from way earlier in the series. So that's interesting. I guess they just didn't want to do a whole new like DB Saga Red Zone. But yeah, that's cool. New Red Zone. We didn't get any like really difficult endgame level content for Golden Week, so a new Red Zone will be good. And then yeah, we have a new stage for the Daima story. This still follows along with my prediction where they just got to the castle in the last stage, right? So this is basically running up to when we get to the global Dokkan campaign. We're potentially going to be at the end of the Daima story for the free-to-play story event, which very much is one of the many reasons that leads me to thinking that Global Dokkan campaign is going to be Daima related, right, for the big premium summonable units. And then we have the weekly event renewal, so you're going to be, I guess this is for you can do all 5 of the orb event like stages every day, which I can't even remember the last time I did these, because I used to religiously do these every day for like years. I'm at the point where I just don't need orbs, because you do get some here and there from other rewards and like ticket packs and stuff like that. So I feel like I've got an amount I'm never going to run out of. But obviously for newer players, this is super, super good, being able to get all types of orbs on every single day. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Mercenary Tau. Look, regardless of what I've said in the previous videos and stuff, like, he's not a hype character for me. It's not something that I'm excited to like summon for or anything, but his kit seems like he could be pretty decent depending what his defense is going to be and everything. But yeah, unless like mission participants is a really good team, like, or whatever it was called. Is it mission? No, is it mission participants? What was it called? Where's the, let's go back to this. Was it participants? Mission execution, that's it. I mean, unless that category is like really good, I don't see anything particularly hype about this character. But like in terms of, other than him, like, you thinking that Tau is cool. That's the thing that people kept misunderstanding, I think, when I was saying that he's zero hype. As people were like, oh, but he's got so much aura in OG Dragon Ball. He's the first, like, character that really, like, puts the beat down on Goku and stuff. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Like, he's cool in OG Dragon Ball. But as a character releasing in Dokkan Battle in, like, May 2025... he's not a hype release because he's not on good teams. He doesn't have good links. There's a huge celebration coming up around the corner. Like, this would have to be, you know, something super crazy that we've been waiting for ages, massively popular character that's on tons of teams. Then it would be a hype release, right? That's what I mean. Not that Tau isn't like a cool character from Dragon Ball, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think down below. Will you be summoning for him, like outside of the free tickets, obviously? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.